No intro this time, I have a lot to show you today. As you may have understood from the thumbnail, in this video I will show you if it's possible to complete the Pokemon Gold Soul Run with 0 base stats. In my first video of this series, this was pretty damn easy. Brain dead AI opponents and broken sleep strategies made that challenge a piece of cake. Don't expect the same to happen today. Gold's AI trainers are smarter and have better movesets, and Spore strats were giga nerfed. On the other hand, I have more tools at my disposal. 2 new typings, 86 new moves, and a little thing called held items. Let me show you today's challenge rules. 1. I'm using only one Pokemon with 0 base attack, 0 base defense, 0 base special attack, 0 base special defense, and 0 base speed. To do this, I modified my game so my starter, in this case Mewtwo because Mewtwo is such a cool Pokemon, has 0 base stats. 2. I'm allowing myself to modify everything else in this Mewtwo. Move pool, typing, etc. 3. The final goal is to win the Pokemon League with this Mewtwo and HM Pokemon. 4. I will not use any glitches today, so no instant win because if you have no Pokemon Gen 2 awards you with a win strats. Yes, that's a thing. 5. Also no items in battle, only held items. In addition to these old rules, I decided to add some extra objectives for this and eventual futures in more videos. 1. I will not change my moveset mid-run, I start and finish with the same moves. I know I technically didn't do this in the red video, but come on, I could have easily won that with Dragon Rage instead of Nightshade. 2. I will not use moves used previously in other 0 BST videos, aka no Spore, no Agility, no Dragon Rage, no Seismic Toss and no Nightshade today. If possible, I don't want my videos to be extremely similar to past ones, it would make them pointless. 3. I will not grind against wild Pokemon, only trainer battles. More on that later. I made 3 different attempts. My first one was a Steel Ghost type with Pain Split, Belly Drum, Shadow Ball and Mach Punch. My second one was an Electric Steel type with Thunderbolt, Earthquake, Shadow Ball and Conversion. My third one was a Steel Flying type with Ice Beam, Earthquake, Conversion 2 and Extreme Speed. This video will be about my most successful one, aka the third one, but I will briefly talk about the other 2 to explain what did go wrong in them. Let's do this then. I started my run by picking my starter, Mew0, the modified Mewtwo. Looking at its stats, it seems that Mew0 has pretty damn good determinant values, the ancient IVs, in every stat except speed. I cannot change them in PKX because PKX doesn't calculate properly these modified base stats. I sure hope that this doesn't bite me in the future. I will take this time to fight every trainer available before the first gym. Because Mew0 has 0 base stats, its stats will only grow thanks to both great genetics, the determined values I've already mentioned, and to what's called stat experience. Every time Mew0 knocks out a Pokemon, it will receive secret points called stat experience. This stat experience will improve Mew0's stats. They function like modern day EVs, but even more overpowered. That's why I'm trying to limit myself to trainer battles only. If I could grind against wild Pokemon, I could farm stat experience instead of actually trying to make new strategies. Falkner time. I'm already level 13. That's because I changed Mew0's growth rate from slow to fast. I will need every level possible, believe me. In fact, my Electric Steel Mew0 was unable to defeat Falkner because Mud slapped me back to New Bartown. Not in this battle though, as you can see it was a nice spin sweep. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about my move choices. And I forgot to pick up the Togepi. Give me 1 second. Ice Beam and Earthquake are pretty obvious picks. Not only are both very strong and accurate moves on their own, but also Ice and Ground are basically perfect coverage as far as I know. It's also nice that Ice Beam is a special move while Earthquake is a physical one, so I can better adapt to my opponent's defensive profile. And, last but not the least, Ice Beam has a 10% chance to freeze the opponent, very useful as a last resort option. I will talk about the other 2 moves in a bit. The Rockets in Slowpoke Well were a piece of cake. Ice Beam and Earthquake are really good against Zubats, Scoffings and other Rocket Pokemon. as Alice Gym should be easy now. Fun fact before taking a look at Bugsy's battle, do you see twins Amy and May? They are a single trainer with 2 Pokemon. But did you know that if you talk to May instead of Amy, the first Pokemon sent out by them will be their Ladybug? I learned this in an amazing video called Pokemon Crystal AI Tournament, scientifically ranking the Pokemon Crystal trainers by P-Man rules, and then confirmed by myself. But I forgot to record that, oops. Anyways, Bugsy was a pretty easy battle. I thankfully froze the unstoppable Metapod, then Scyther quick attack, then the crit, damn it. On my second attempt, Scyther used Fury Cutter, a move Mew-Zero double resists. Then Ice Beam crits and freezes. Then Ice Beam crits again. Wow. Calm the throat down, Mew-Zero, he's already dead. I will take my time to battle all trainers before taking a shot against Whitney. I will also pick up the Quick Claw. What an amazing item to hold. If you didn't know, Quick Claw will sometimes let Mew-Zero outspeed every opponent, as long as they don't use a move of higher priority like Quick Attack against Ice Cream. Do you know how often Quick Claw activates? More than 23%. That's huge. I thought it was like 10%. 23% is too overpowered. Basically 1 in 4 moves. Other interesting item is a Goldberry. It's an ancient version of Gen 3's Citrus Berry that I can infinitely farm thanks to the bug catching contest. Obviously I will not do hundreds of contests, but I could do by constantly changing the day of the week and what time it is on my save file, so I just hacked in some Goldberries. Amazing healing item because remember, I have 0 base HP, so 30 HP is a lot. Up until this point I've equipped Mew-Zero with standard berries, ancient version of Oran berries. They are an okay item I guess, but from now on Mew-Zero will mostly hold either the Quick Claw or a Goldberry. On my first try Mew-Zero takes a lot of damage from Clefairy, but managed to freeze it. Miltank is too much to handle though. On my second try Mew-Zero reaches Miltank with more HP, but it doesn't matter. Rollout is too strong. Eventually I defeated Whitney thanks to a lucky freeze from Ice Beam. Miltank didn't thaw out, so it was easy. Did you know that in Gen 2 a Pokemon only defrosts at the end of a turn? So similar to Sleep in Gen 1, it cannot attack on the same turn that status condition goes away. Not really as impactful as Gen 1 sleep mechanics, but sweet nonetheless for an Ice Beam user. Speaking of Ice Beam, I will talk about my other 2 moves. Extreme Speed is, as you may know, an 80 base power priority move. Priority moves are pretty good in normal gameplay, but today it's even better. Because Mew-Zero's base speed is, 0, it will be very hard to outspeed opponents. And having 0 base attack and special attack means that 1 hit KOs will be rare. So having a move like Extreme Speed will be extremely useful to finish slow HP enemies. But you knew all of that, right? What you really wanna know is why in the world I chose freaking Conversion 2 as my 4th move. Conversion 2 is a move introduced in Gen 2, being one of the signature moves of the Porygon line. Conversion 2 changes the user's type to one that resists or is immune to the last move used by the opponent. For example, if an opponent uses Tackle, Conversion 2 will convert Mew-Zero into a Rock, Steel or Ghost type. I have also talked about how I used Conversion 1, I guess, in one of my other attempts. Conversion is another of Porygon line signature moves. It changes the user's type to match one of its moves type. For example, if Mew-Zero had Conversion 1, it would randomly change into an Ice, Ground or Normal type. In short, Conversion 1 is more predictable, but Conversion 2 is more solid as a defensive tool. Arguably amazing. It's not a move I will use a lot, but especially against boss battles, will be crucial. Don't believe me? You will see soon enough. Morty is next. Let's see my first attempt. Ghastly Curse. Not a great start. Hunter ships down more HP with Nightshade but fails to put Mew-Zero to sleep. Gengar Milunks. Nice return. Unfortunately, Earthquake on Gengar isn't even a 2-shot. Wow. Then fails Hypnosis but knocks Mew-Zero out with Shadow Ball. We got really lucky with RNG and still lost miserably. This is where my first attempt ended. You know, the one with Ghost Steel type Mew-Zero. Curse and Shadow Ball are too much. especially if your Pokemon doesn't resist later. It's grinding time. Against trainer battles, only as I've already said. In addition to this battle, that first attempt was unable to beat both the rival battle in the Burn Tower and Kimono Girl Naoko, the Flareon one. Fortunately for me, my Steel Flying Museo with Earthquake is able to swiftly defeat every trainer around Morty. Another important thing is money. By defeating everyone available right now, I can buy some vitamins at Goldenrose's department store to greatly boost my stat experience. Obviously amazing if I'm limiting myself to trainer battles. I am back at level 38. Ghastly paralyzes Mew0 with Leak. Better than being inflicted by Curse? Never mind. Thanks to Hunter and mediocre RNG, I lost to Morty. Ghastly Curses. Better than being inflicted by Paralysis, I guess? Hunter is a one-shot. In Gen 2, knocking out an opponent prevents damage from such conditions on that turn, including Curse. Maybe to prevent draws, I don't know. Mew0 does a lot more damage now. Stat experience right there, folks. Double Hypnosis miss, so that's the end of the battle. Inside Cyanwood's gym I have a double battle I cannot win. Not a double battle like modern standards, just two back-to-back battles. Fortunately, if I defeat the first Hitmonlee and then lose against Hitmonchan, I don't have to replay Hitmonlee. Losing money is sad, but Mom can save all my money beforehand. Another interesting battle is the one before Shock. Two Mankeys and a Primeape are too much for Mew0 to handle. Fortunately, Mew0 is bulky enough to take a normal or fighting type move and use Conversion to turn into a Ghost type, immune to every single attack from this trainer's Pokemon. Let's see if Mew0 can handle Shock. Mew0 converts into a Steel type and gets one-shotted. My plan here is to convert into a Ghost type. Primeape will be unable to hit me as a Ghost type and Poliwrath will be forced to use Surf instead of Dynamic Punch. On my second try, Mew0 turned into a Ghost type. Unfortunately, Poliwrath outspeeds and one-shots with Surf. I'll come back later, but I will probably need a Quick Claw into Freeze or a Low Roll Surf into Freeze. After taking some trainers on my way to Olivine, I decided to take a shot against Jasmine. Mew0 outspeeds and one-shots the first Magnemite. Mew0 outspeeds and one-shots the second Magnemite. Nice. Then Steelix happens. Well, at least I can do a couple tries fishing for a freeze. On my second try I Wait, what? Yes, dear viewer, I got double Quick Claw on my first attempt. 5% chance. But why didn't I give up here? This seems impossible. This typing and moveset cannot get past Jasmine without extreme luck. If I gave up against Morty on my first attempt, why keep my third attempt alive? You see, the problem isn't the moveset or Mew0's typing. The problem is here. After spending all my money and defeating all trainers and taking into account Whitney's badge boost, Mew0 is one speed point below both Magnemites. In short, a Mew0 with perfect speed would outspeed and one-shot both Magnemites. Steelix is still a problem, but far from impossible. Yeah, I know. Kinda unlucky, am I right? And I sold all my Pokeballs but one. I panicked. I just... see for yourself. Yep, I panicked and thought Spinarak resisted ground. Reset, because no wild XP allowed. Mahogany has a lot of trainers to grind more levels. Normally, I hate all these Rockets clones, but today they are an amazing source of easy XP. Mew0 reached level 50 before fighting Price, Shock and Jasmine. Let's play a game called How Many Times I Lost Before Winning. The rules are simple. I will show you my winning attempt, you'll guess how many tries it took, and I will say the correct answer. Let's go? Let's go. Price sent out Seal. After a weak Aurora Beam, I forced Seal to rest with Earthquake. I take this opportunity to use Conversion 2 in order to turn Mew0 into a pure Steel type, getting rid of a useless in this battle Flying type. Earthquake takes down Seal and Dugong, who triggers my Goldberry. Piloswine spams Fury attack and Mew0 is able to knock it out with a crit Earthquake, winning the battle. How many attempts? This took me... Are you ready? 15. Not bad. Don't worry, it gets much worse. Oh, you have no freaking idea. Shock send out Primeape. After a useless Leer, Mew turns into a Ghost type. Primeape is easily dispatched with 2 Earthquakes. Poliwrath takes basically half of Mew's HP with Surf, and Earthquake seems to be a 4-shot. Fortunately, Poliwrath wastes 2 turns with Mind Reader and a failed Hypnosis, so the battle is over. Yes, Poliwrath failed after using Mind Reader. I believe it's because the AI in Gen 2 has a built-in 25% chance to miss any stats move that Lock-On and Mind Reader cannot nullify. Anyways, how many attempts? This took me, are you ready? 14 tries. Not bad. Don't worry, it gets much worse. Oh, you have no freaking idea. Deja vu. Quick Claw plus Earthquake takes care of both Magnemites. Quick Claw activates again, and Ice Beam seems to be a 3-shot as Steelix misses Iron Tail. Quick Claw activates again, and Ice Beam takes Steelix to yellow as another Iron Tail misses. Quick Claw activates again, and Ice Beam finishes Steelix before Jasmine heals the snake. How many attempts? This took me, are you ready? 177 tries. Just because of one freaking speed point. This could have easily been under 10 tries if Mew was faster than Magnemites, because I would consistently get Steelix with a Gold Berry and fish for Iron Tail misses. After waking up from this nightmare, it's good to play some easy battles. As you may know, after taking 7 badges, Team Rocket will storm Goldenrod's Radiant Tower. Because there is no FBI in Kanto, they instead called me. All these grunts are extremely useful because it's easy experience, easy stat experience, and easy money to buy more vitamins. There is also a rival battle here. Golbat is taken care of after Ice Beam and Extreme Speed. No confusion is nice. Magnemite uses Thunder Wave, very problematic. Hunter wastes his turn with Minlock. Please ignore Mist. It's leftovers from the original Mewtwo. Unfortunately, Paralysis is kicking in. Fortunately, it's just against Sneasel. Goldberry activates, Sneasel faints. Ice Beam freezes Meganium and the battle is over. First try win. Nice. Most Rocket admins were pretty easy too. There's one exception though. Boss admin, the last one. In Gen 2 Rockets don't have name. For the sake of simplicity, I will call this one Archer, because that's his name in the remakes Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Archer opens the match with Houndour. He's the Earthquake one-shot. Houndoom's Amber crits and one-shots. On my second attempt, Houndour outspeeds and takes most of Mew's HP. I guess Quick Claw activated in my first attempt. Houndoom's Amber obviously finishes off Mew. I took a shot with conversion to strats. Mew resists Ember, but no more Dark resistance is a problem. Also, Coughing is not a one-shot with Earthquake. Oof. 10 tries later, I won thanks to a Quick Claw Earthquake against Houndoom, the only dangerous Pokemon on Archer's team. On my way to Blackthorn, Mew reaches level 59. We are extremely overleveled. If you think the game will be too easy because of that, oh, you really have no freaking idea. Yes, that's the running joke of today. Deal with it because I'm dealing with much worse. I'm not outspeeding Dratinis, 25 levels below. Clair has 3 Dragonars, 2 of them with a strong neutral move to use, the third with a strong super effective move. All 3 outspeed me and all 3 have 75% accurate Thunder Wave, so they can power up the RNG factor against me. And then Kingdra can tank whatever Mew throws at it and take out what's left of the Dragonar's rampage. Yes, I'm showing you footage of Mew losing to Sidra. Thanks to Route 45 and Gym Trainers, I barely leveled Mew to level 61. Instead of showing you literally more than an hour of attempts, I will show you my winning attempt and let you guess how many tries it took, like I did with the last 3 gym leaders. Quick Claw activates so the Surf Dragonair doesn't move. Quick Claw activates again, but Ice Beam is not a guaranteed one-hit KO. Fortunately, the Thunderbolt Dragonair doesn't move thanks to a lucky freeze. Earthquake finishes it. The third Dragonair, the Ice Beam one, misses with Thunder Wave, thanks Game Freak, and Ice Beam takes care of the last Dragonair. Full HP and no stats condition against Kingdra, rare chance to take the match. Kingdra fails to smokescreen, Thanks Game Freak, and Ice Beam freezes. Clair has a Hyper Potion and a full heal, and she loves to use those, so I must keep the focus. The first Earthquake does not trigger her Hyper Potion. The second one crits, so the battle is over. How many attempts? This took me, are you ready? 340 tries. Yeah. So let's talk about the viability of this run while I show you footage of me walking around. Jasmine took me more than 100 tries, but we can ignore that because it's a low speed DV issue. But Clair is clearly on another level. Is it fair to keep going with a strategy like this when it clearly relies on so much luck against a mandatory trainer? I didn't have this problem at all in my red video because that was so easy, but the gold is on another level. I kept going on because it's already my third try and I genuinely wasn't able to think of a moveset and typing capable of consistently defeating Clair with these stats. And hey, maybe it's just Clair. Surprise surprise, rival battle at the end of the victory road. I thought a single extreme speed would knock out Sneasel. Magneton is an easy one shot. At this point I'd outspeed Magneton. Not Magnetrain though. Golbat connects with Confuse Ray? Sad. Fortunately, Mew0 doesn't hit itself in confusion, so Haunter only gets to use Shadow Ball once. Kadabra does get cleanly one-shotted with extreme speed. Meganium crits with his Body Slam but gets frozen. This rival would be an amazing 8th gym leader. Please remove Clair. After destroying the universe for a second, I am fully prepared to take the Elite Four. Oh wait, I forgot to pick Soft Sand. Probably not necessary, but you never know. Because I don't want to rematch trainers, I will save before entering Will's chamber, and then I will save state between Elite Four trainers. By doing this, I'm saving hours of resetting and going back to where I was, and I can simply travel back in time to pick some item to try some strategy. Will starts with Xatu. Psychic is not a lot of damage and Ice Beam barely fails to one-shot. But that's what extreme speed is for. I keep fishing for freeze against Slowbro. One Ice Beam is only 10% chance to freeze, but it's reasonable to expect one from a ton of Ice Beams. The second is Xatu freezes. Although lucky, it's not important because of extreme speed. Executor Psychic's 6 HP, and Jinx does feint to a crit extreme speed. This battle may have appeared to be extremely lucky, but believe me, it's not that hard. In fact, I'll have to redo it because I forgot to pick some PP healing items. I cannot farm elixirs in the Lake of Rage because that's crystal exclusive, but I can farm infinite mystery berries, so I can just hack some into my bag. Xatu Confuse Rays, and Ice Beam is not a one-shot. Fortunately, confusion goes away. Ice Beam freezes Slowbro, nice. Xatu ships Mew0 down with Psychic. Executor does a lot of damage. Extreme Speed crits Jinx. I don't actually know if non-crit extreme speed does the trick against Jinx, but I'll not do this again. Koga is not difficult. Ice Beam takes off of Ariados HP. Unfortunately, Ariados button passes double team to Fortress. Fortunately, Ice Beam freezes so I avoid Explosion. I could try to convert him to a Ghost type, but Steel typing is too good to drop in this battle. Muck literally cannot touch Mew0. I don't know why it wasn't the last Pokemon used by Koga. Crobat is easy, Venomoth is easy, Ariados is free. Koga defeated with only 2 tries. Bruno is more difficult than Will and Koga. It took me over 70 tries to defeat him. Let me show you my winning attempt. Hitmontop quick attacks and Mew0 uses Earthquake. It's Big Brian time. I take this opportunity to turn into a Ghost type with Conversion. Now Hitmontop cannot touch Mew0 with quick attack, so will instead switch to Dig. I lost my flying type. That's all according to plan though, because Earthquake does double damage against Dig users, knocking out Hitmontop and gaining an immunity to fighting type moves at the same time. Hitmonlee can use Foresight on Mew0 very bad because Foresight actually stays even if I knock out Hitmonlee. So it's necessary a crit extreme speed, or a Foresight miss. I don't know if it has that built-in 25% miss chance. And it's not guaranteed to one-shot thanks to imperfect attack DBs. Similar issue with speed against Jasmine. Foresight avoided. Hitmonchan and Onix fall to Ice Beams, not before taking a lot of Mew0's HP. Quick Claw Ice Beam freezes let me steal the victory from Bruno. Thank God no one has full restores. Karen is hard. Really hard. Her Houndoom, similar to Archer's Houndoom, is a problem. At this point I stopped counting attempts, but looking back at my footage now that I'm writing this, I'd say it's similar to Clair's difficulty. Probably more resets, but a good chunk of them was just first turn resets to send attack. Umbreon uses Faint Attack and Ice Beam freezes. Great. I can take this opportunity to convert into a Dark type, removing my weakness to fire. Ice Beam is a 2-shot against Vileplume. Fortunately, Quick Claw activated on the first one and freezed, so no extra damage. Quick Claw activates again, so Murkrow is 1-shot before doing anything. Houndoom uses Flamethrower and 6 HP. Wow, that may have been a range. Misery levels up and gains an extra hit point. Gengar leaks, leaving my Pokemon with 1 HP. Earthquake barely fails to knock out Gengar, but then Quick Claw activated and the battle is over. If we had perfect stats, I could maybe take 1 or more 2 leaks. Extremely lucky battle nonetheless. Glass. I did defeat him. For the final time in this run, let me show you my winning attempt. Quick Claw lets me Zero Freeze Gyarados. After taking Gyarados to extreme speed range, I use Conversion to turn into a Dragon type. I trade off my Ice neutrality and Fire and Electric weakness for an Ice weakness and Fire and Electric resistance. Overall net positive, I think. Then Thunder Dragonite misses a Thunder Wave, so Ice Beam is a one-shot. The second Dragonite misses a Blizzard, so Ice Beam is almost a one-shot. Imperfect stats. Oof. Extreme Speed cleans the mess. Quick Claw activates and Aerodactyl freezes. Full HP and 2 more Pokemon to go. Quick Claw activates again and freezes again, this time against Charizard. Flamethrower wouldn't be that bad, but Hyper Beam is scary, so it's good to not get hit by that. The last Dragonite falls to a crit Ice Beam. How many attempts? This took me... Are you ready? Looking at my footage, I may have done around 500 attempts. All of them failed. Yes, I cheated the one I've just shown you. I could lie and tell otherwise, but there's no point in hiding it. Remember, I'm the one who ran into a shiny with only a fastball. Do you really think I would be able to get this lucky? Is it possible to become champion with this Mew Zero? Absolutely. Will you? I doubt it. Both level 47 Dragonites and Gyarados require reasonable luck, but taking out Aerodactyl, Charizard and especially that level 50 Dragonite with super effective Outrage, plus Lance being able to full restore, it's too much. The only solution is to rely on extremely good RNG with both Quick Claw and Ice Beam. And I think this links back to what I was saying after defeating Clair. How much luck is too much luck? Is Quick Claw freezing my way into the Hall of Fame an acceptable solution? What other strategies would work better? Now that I'm writing this, maybe one-hit KO moves could be good. I don't know if faster mons are immune to it, or if that's just anyone, but using Guillotine with an overleveled Pokemon could be good. Otherwise, I'm not really sure if there's a way to do this with less luck. Overall, I think these moveset and typing were great up until Clair, and from Clair onwards they weren't that good. And that's the end of the... What? Do we really think I have a chance against Red? Don't make me laugh. I've already burned 2 weeks trying to beat the main game. If you think I'm going to take SSN and try the post game, I'm sorry to say this, but you're completely nut. This will be quick. Because I'm still doing only trainer battles, I need to maximize the amount of experience I get. To do that, I can just go to route 13, 14 or 15 to get chances. Chansey has a 1% encounter rate in those routes, and each Chansey has a 2% chance of holding a Lucky Hag. A Lucky Hag, as you may know, boosts the experience gain by 50%, so it's an amazing item to use against basically every trainer before blue. I'm gonna skip all battles because all battles were incredibly easy. LT Surge was a lucky first try and missed it took a couple attempts, but nothing special. I arrived at level 95. This took me, are you ready? 8 tries. Yes, Blue is way better than I imagined. Don't believe me? Take a look please. Mew0 opens with Ice Beam after a weak wing attack from Pidgeot. Now that Pidgeot is in extreme speed range, I spam conversion 2 until Mew0 turns into a rock type. Yes, rock type is better than steel type in this specific battle. Kinda crazy. It helps that Pidgeot is wasting its turn with Whirlwind. That's the reason I boxed my HM mons before this, so I heal with leftovers instead of taking damage. Anyways, now Mew0 is a rock type with full health. This is good because Arcanine will not come next and destroy us with Flamethrower. Rhydon comes in because Blue wants to use Earthquake, but Mew0 outspeeds and one-shots with Ice Beam. Exeggutor seems like a problem until you realize that its grass move is Solar Beam. I use Conversion 2 again to both survive Solar Beam and fish for Dragon type, a type that resists grass, fire and water all at the same time. After 2 full restores, Ice Beam freezes. Amazing timing because I can spam Conversion to get the Dragon type and heal with leftovers. Gyarados wastes a turn with Rain Dance, then Hydro Pumps. A crit Ice Beam is great because it puts Gyarados in extreme speed range. Alakazam is not a one-shot with extreme speed, but it only uses Reflect. Arcanine is last and spams extreme speed because Mew0 now resists fire. Thanks to leftovers, our E-Speed vs Earthquake showdown ends with a win. The Earth badge is finally mine. Now it's red time. Fun fact about Blue while I go to Mount Silver. Did you know that you actually don't need all Kanto badge to fight against Blue in Gen 2? I said that in my last video, the Glitch Run postgame, and nobody corrected me in the comments, at least by the time I'm writing this. I thought it was necessary to have 15 badges, but nope, you can just surf to Cinnabar, talk to him and fight. Maybe in DS games you need to, I'm not really sure. Here we are at the top of Mount Silver. I have 3 rare candies I found in Kanto and 1 rare candy from the Whirl Islands. So yes, it's possible to be level 100 without wild Pokemon experience and rematches. It's only necessary to use a fast growth rate Pokemon from start to finish, and use a lucky egg in basically all post-game, and dump on it merry rare candies. Great useful knowledge for your life. You don't have to thank me for that one. If it wasn't obvious already, Red is miles ahead of everything else, so it's kinda obvious that, similar to Lance, it's technically possible but realistically impossible without save states. That said, I will not use quick loss threats, that's boring. I initially had thought of using Berserk Gene plus extreme speed, but Snorlax is too physically bulky to do this. Instead, I will use Conversion plus Freeze plus leftover shenanigans. Pikachu misses a Thunder and Mew0 converts into a Dragon type, so Charizard doesn't toast us immediately after the Yellow Rat. Pikachu misses another Thunder, so Earthquake is a one-shot without taking damage. Blastoise misses Blizzard thrice before freezing. With Blastoise in extreme speed range, Mew0 turns into a Water type, so that Venusaur comes next. If you didn't notice already, by turning into different types, I am manipulating the AI to send Pokemon in a favorable order. Although I am technically attracting Pokemon with super effective moves, those Pokemon are defeatable if they are slow, or if they rely on moves like Solar Beam. That's what happens here. Venusaur gets frozen while charging Solar Beam. Espeon comes next and almost one-shots with Psychic. That has a chance to straight up one-shot, by the way. Ice Beam, Freeze, and now... Are you ready? I put Espeon in extreme speed range. Then I spam Conversion 2 while Espeon rolls the dice every turn. Top tier gameplay. Imagine something like this in the anime. As a Psychic type with full HP, I knock Espeon out. Snorlax out. Mew0 takes a Body Slam and converts into a Ghost type, so Snorlax cannot touch Mew0. Then, before the slow normal type rests, I click on Ice Beam, freezing the foe. Now, it's the same process. Put Snorlax in extreme speed range and spam Conversion 2 while Snorlax rolls the dice every turn. This time we want to be Rock type to resist every single one of Charizard's moves. Remember that the last move used by Snorlax was a Body Slam. That's why we are constantly changing between Ghost, Rock and Steel types. Flamethrower seems to be a 3-shot. Because of that, another freeze is necessary. Finally, almost running out of PP, Charizard faints and Red is defeated. If you cannot do this simple strategy, I'm afraid it's a skill issue. So, a real conclusion this time. I really like how this run turned out, much more interesting to play than the Red 0 base stat total in my opinion. Not sure if it turned out to be a more interesting video too, I hope so. As always, feel free to leave a like if you like this video, and of course, a subscription is appreciated. I'm not the fastest man alive, far from it, so don't expect a lot of videos per month, but I'll do my best to release one from time to time. And feel free to comment, I'd love to read either alternative strategies you've in mind, or general feedback about video quality, or just a hi, that's also nice. And I think that's all for now, folks. Thanks for watching.